Now today we're talking about pitching your offers. So whether you are pitching a lead magnet or a course or some other type of offer for your product or your service, we are talking about what is the problem? Why is it not leading to sales? Why are your pitches not working? How can we improve pitching so that we have higher conversions and more sales? This is essential in your business if you want to grow your business and if you want your efforts that you are putting out there in marketing and speaking and podcasting to actually drive results in your business and move people through your funnel. So today we're going to talk about what the problem is. What's going on? What's the problem? We are going to talk about it. Now, let's start by just acknowledging that most people feel real weird about sales, y'all. We do. We're just so scared of selling. I cannot tell you how many business owners I have talked to, men and women, that say this, "Oh, I'm not salesy. I mean, I just don't want to be salesy. Like I'm not like a salesperson. That's not what I do. That's not how I think. That's not how I act. I don't want to be anything like that." I get it. You have had an interaction or more than one with a slimy salesperson, a person that didn't listen, a person that was pushy, a person that spam called your phone, harassed you in the mall when you're walking through just trying to get one thing. I get it. You have been annoyed by pushy salespeople and you don't want to be anything like that. I don't either. The good news is selling doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be pushy. It doesn't have to be sleazy or slimy or any of those words that you don't want to be. Sales is really just serving. It's serving the marketplace. And if you believe in your product or your service or your offer or your business or your ministry or whatever your thing is, if you believe in it, and I know you do, then you've got to be willing to pitch. You've got to be willing to make an offer and to sell. Because if you're not willing to talk about this thing, then no one's ever going to know about it and they can't get helped by you. So today, I'm going to give you 4 reasons that your pitch didn't lead to sales. And this is going to help you see maybe some errors in your pitching, maybe some mistakes in your marketing to help you improve so that you can have a better pitch, which leads to more conversions, which leads to more sales, which leads to more people being helped by you. So let's dive in. Let's talk about these 4 reasons that your pitch did not lead to sales. Number 1, saving your pitch for the end of whatever you're doing. So let's say, for example, you are speaking on stage, or you are a guest on someone's podcast, or you have your own podcast, or it is an article on your website, whatever it is, whatever piece of content or piece of copy or email or whatever your effort is, regardless of the medium, regardless of the length, regardless of the format, whatever it is. If you save your pitch for the end, people check out. People check out. Y'all know I have been a professional speaker for almost 15 years, and I can tell you when a talk is winding down, you know what happens? Everyone gets up. Everyone is getting up. They're going to the restroom. They don't want to wait in line. They're going to get a snack. They're heading to their car. They want to beat traffic. Everyone is checked out at the end of a talk. So if the most important part of your talk is the pitch, it's the offer, it's your lead magnet, it's your course, it's your coaching program, if you save it for the end, no one's listening. They're walking out of the room. They're checked out. It's also the most predictable spot to put a pitch. Your audience is trained to expect a pitch at the end. So they're like, oh, the pitch coming, they're heading out. They don't want to hear the pitch. When you save your pitch for the end of a podcast, the end of an email, the end of a stage talk, the end of whatever it is very likely that your audience is going to check out. They're not going to listen. They're not going to sign up. They're not interested. They're not converting. They're already mentally on to the next thing. The next thing they have to do, getting in line for the bathroom, whatever the thing is. They've already clicked onto the next podcast they want to listen to. Don't save your pitch for the end. Instead, put your pitch at the most logical place in the content. Put your pitch for whatever your offer is at the most logical place in the content. Most likely and ideally, this would be somewhere in the middle. Here's why this is so effective. When you put your pitch in the middle, number 1, your audience isn't expecting it. They're expecting it at the end, if they're expecting it at all. And so when it's in the middle, they're more tuned in, they're more alert and aware and engaged, and they're listening to what you have to say because you're inserting it kind of sneakily right there in the middle of the content when they don't expect it. So they're going to hear it and they're going to stay engaged. The second reason it works really well when you put your pitch in the middle of the content is because you can place that pitch at a place that is so logical, it doesn't even feel like a pitch. When you insert this offer in the middle of the content in such a relevant place to what you're talking about, it doesn't feel like a sales pitch at all. It feels like the next logical step someone should take with you. Let me give you an example. When I would teach at the Business Boutique events, I would teach multiple keynote presentations on a variety of topics. One of the topics was finances, and my talk was about how you need to know your numbers. You need to know the numbers in your business, and then I walked you through how to know the numbers in your business. So I am making this whole case for 45 minutes about how you need to know the numbers in your business and what numbers you need to know and how you need to know them, what steps you need to take, and so on. Well, my team had just created a brand new tool called the Profit Potential Tool. And it's a calculator online where you can go in and plug in some numbers for your business and you can see your profitability. And you can see what potential you have for more profitability. It was a great feature and resource. But for our company, the purpose was email acquisition. It was generating leads because when you plug the numbers in, we ask for your email address, and to get your results, we get your email. Okay? This is the process. It was a lead generation tool. So I decided to pitch the Profit Potential Tool, this free lead magnet for emails. I decided to pitch it in the middle of my talk about money. So as I'm speaking about how you need to know the numbers, how you need to know the numbers, how you need to know the numbers, I go, you know what? I'm so excited to tell you guys, we have a brand new tool that's going to help you do exactly what I'm teaching you to do. Take out your phone. I want you to text Profit Potential to, whatever the code was. They text it. They take out their phone in the middle of my talk. They take out their phone. They text that in. They then receive the Profit Potential Tool, which asks for their email address so they can then plug their numbers in. The success rate and conversion rate of the Profit Potential Tool was huge. I built an incredible email list from just that one lead magnet. But here's one of the reasons it worked so well. I pitched it right in the middle of the content. It was relevant to what I was teaching. You need to know the numbers. Oh, by the way, here's a tool that helps you do exactly what I'm telling you to do. Put it in the middle of the content. Put it in the middle of the email, the middle of the podcast. You probably have seen me do this on this very show. I teach an entire episode on how you need to know your audience. Oh, by the way, I have a persona template. If you go to christywright.com/persona, you can download my persona template to follow along as we go. Oh, you want to know how to start a business? Hey, go to getstartedbusinessplan.com. You can follow along as we go. Do you notice how the tools and resources and lead magnets are pitched integrated into the content? It doesn't feel like this pitch at the end that you're already checking out. I'm integrating it into the teaching. In fact, I'm integrating it into the teaching so much that I'm referencing it, assuming you're following along with this workbook. It's much more likely you're going to download it if I do it that way. And the same is true for you. So one of the reasons, possibly, that your pitch is not leading to more sales or more conversions is because you're saving it for the end of your effort. Podcast, email, stage talk, doesn't matter. Don't save it for the end. People are checked out. They've already moved on to the next thing mentally and maybe physically. Instead, place it in the middle of your content in the most relevant spot. And when you do that, you will see a much higher conversion rate. Hey, listen, I know that starting and growing a business can be really overwhelming. You have 1,000 decisions to make. You have a ton of plans you have to think for, and you are the CEO, the Chief Everything Officer. You're doing everything yourself. Well, I want to help. That's exactly why I created a library of free resources to help you in every aspect of your business. If you go to christywright.com/free, you will find tons of tools, templates, worksheets, and downloads to help you grow in everything you're working on. You will find a pricing guide, a persona template, a goal setting guide, the workbook for my Business Boutique book, and many more templates to help you. Go to christywright.com/free to get your free resources today. That's christywright.com/free.